This is my review of Soundcore Spirit. Soundcore Spirit is the first pair of earbuds under the new brand Soundcore by Anker. These come in at $40 on Amazon, feature Bluetooth 5.0, which as of June 2018 is the latest version, and pack in great sound. But perhaps the most differentiating aspect of these headphones compared to any others out on the market is their resistance to not only water, but sweat. They carry an IPX7 rating, but what that doesn't tell you is whether or not these headphones can survive with salt. So today, we are putting Soundcore's claims regarding their SweatGuard technology to the test. Well, to a couple of tests. First, we will be submerging Soundcore Spirit into about 2 cups of water mixed with 5 tablespoons of salt. This results in about 3.5% salinity and should resemble salt water. So, if you really wanted to, I suppose you might be able to go swimming with these in the ocean. Okay, maybe not. Anyways, this test is going to last for 6 hours. Next, we are going to do our very best to replicate sweat without actually using a ton of real sweat. This is going to involve adding just a teaspoon of salt to the same amount of water as in test number 1. Because the concentration of salt won't be nearly as high as previously, we'll be able to conduct this test for a little bit longer, so we're going to try 8 hours. If the earbuds are still playing music at the end of the second test, after a recharge in between of course, it's also going to verify Soundcore's battery life claims, which are at 8 hours. And just so FYI, we are going to be playing all music for both tests at 80% volume. Alright, are you ready? Because I sure am. Here we go! Alright guys, we're getting ready for test number 1 here of SweatGuard with the Soundcore Spirit. We've got music playing on YouTube at 80% volume, and we're just going to let that play. Let's continue. I'm going to start the stopwatch, and this is going to go for 6 hours. So we're going to go ahead and put the Soundcore Spirit in the 3.5% salt water. Here we go. Alright, so it is fully submerged, and yes, the controls are fully submerged, and both earbuds are fully submerged. We'll see where we're at coming up in 6 hours. Alright guys, I fell asleep here. It looks like we have surpassed the time by about 39 minutes now. So we're going to go ahead and stop that. But the music is still playing, so that's a sign that they're probably still connected. Let's see. I did check on them periodically throughout the test, and they seem to be working every time. I just switched songs there, that's why you saw that kind of change screens. Let's take a look at these. Alright, obviously they're wet at this point. Oh? I hear them. Eye of the Tiger, here it is, folks. You can hear it. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it. They're very quiet. They are very quiet. I think a lot of water is still in these things. I'm going to let them go ahead and dry out for a bit, and we'll see where we are when we get back. Alright guys, so conclusion from test number 1. These Soundcore Spirit earbuds are still going strong.
Soundcore's claims with regards to their SweatGuard technology is becoming accurate here, as we're seeing in these tests. Again, this was for 6 hours in water of 3.5% salinity, and wow, I am actually impressed. Not only that, but I suspect they were playing the whole time in there. I checked them again, as I said, a few times throughout the test, and they were. So that means the connection still stays strong even in the water, because otherwise they would have powered off after, say, about 15-30 minutes or so with no connection. Not only that, but they're starting to sound better now that the water has been drained out of them somewhat. And yeah, overall I'm impressed. Yeah, add to that, the battery life lasts at least 6.5 hours now. We're going to see if it lasts the full 8 hours claimed in our next test. Here we go. Test number 2. Alright guys, I am back a few days later here. The Soundcore Spirit are still working good. So we're going to go ahead and start test 2 here. I have music again from YouTube Music playing at 80% volume. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer and put these things in. Again, this time we have 2 cups of water with about a teaspoon of salt. So here we go. This should resemble sweat pretty much. So test number 2 is going to get started right now. Alright, they are submerged. The timer is started. I will see you guys back here in about 8 hours. Guys, here we are approaching 8 hours later, and I have some news for you. The music has stopped playing on the Soundcore Spirit. Now, before we go ahead and pull these out and take a look, there are a couple of possibilities. First, they could be completely dead. Alright, that could easily disconnect the connection and cause the music to stop playing. But second, they could just be dead in terms of the battery could be out and need recharged. So there are a couple of possibilities. We don't know for sure which one happened, but I will say that I checked in on this about an hour ago and they were still playing. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and stop the timer and pull the Soundcore Spirit out of the simulated sweat we've got going on here, alright? Now, I'm going to give these a few minutes to dry off, and then I will go ahead and try to plug them in and see if we can get them powered up and going. Otherwise, we know that, unfortunately, these things may have died altogether. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. These have had a few minutes to dry off. So, I'm going to go ahead and plug them in and see if we can get them to power up. And if so, if we can go ahead and play some music and see how they sound after being in the water, including salt, for a total of 14.5 hours now. Alright, the moment of truth. Guys, it does look like we're all set up and connected to the iPad. Now, for the ultimate test, how do the Soundcore Spirit sound after being in water for, again, over 14.5 hours? Let's find out. Do they sound the same? Alright, guys, after listening to several songs myself, I am happy to report that these things virtually sound no different than what they did when I originally unboxed them. Truly, okay, I'm impressed, guys.
And I'd imagine that you are too. I applaud Anker for making these things so durable and resistant to sweat. Obviously, you shouldn't have any worries using these during workouts. Okay, thanks for sticking with me this long. I've got just a couple more things to cover. First, here's the box, and here's what comes in the box. You get a micro USB cable, more on that in a second, several replacement tips and wings so you can find the perfect fit, and a couple cable clips, and a pretty nice travel pouch that should keep your earbuds protected. And of course, the Soundcore Spirit themselves. So it's a pretty fine package that you're getting. Now I'm going to go on a little rant about how you charge this thing. Why, Anker, why in 2018 does this thing still use micro USB? This is something I don't think I'll ever understand. It would have been so much better had they used Type-C, even if it wouldn't have changed the charging rate. Anyway, if this isn't a deal breaker for you, then I very strongly recommend that you pick up the Soundcore Spirit. They truly are an amazing pair of earbuds, and I couldn't be happier with them. If you would prefer a version with ear hooks, they are also offered, and that variant is called the Soundcore Spirit X. It costs the same price, and I'll also drop its Amazon link down below. Well, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, because it did take quite some time to make, I'd appreciate it if you left a like, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything I'm stirring up for the very near future. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, this has been Josh from Josh's Reviews.